Right, hello everyone. Well, it's been a while since I've had a natter. Had a few health problems which sort of all do with this tremor thing I've got, where it started to affect my voice, so I didn't do any voiceovers, to your no doubt applaud. Anyway, we're in the Josh's new 222 UT, and I can't believe how quick he came out with this, but he's managed to get the GTN750 mod done, and anyone who follows my channel knows I'm a big GTN750 fan. So let's just have a look how we get it showing up. We go down to the pad, go up here, and of course we've got some lovely shadows going right across it, so go the other way. There we go. So you turn on GTN750, in there we get it come up, we can switch it on now, get it power up, just put it in map mode for a moment. We can also increase the size of the tablet.
HTOS test OK.
So we've got a large tablet now. We can also do the other thing which I did enjoy the other day, take the doors off. Sorry. Remove the doors. And the outside view looks so different. Look at that. Let me drop back in. Put the doors back on. And that's where we are at the moment. So I can also pull up the GTN 750 on a flip up window, which will make life a little bit easier. So basically what we're going to do, and typical of England, any person who lives in England, we never read a manual. So this is only picked up from pressing buttons and watching a few videos. So this is how I do things. It might not necessarily be the right way of doing things. As I get more and more into it, I'll learn more and more. When I originally started X-Plane, I had no interest in navigation or the electronics. It was just literally low-level flight, and that was it. I'm gradually being drawn into more and more of this other side of it. So if we go back, go to flight plan, we're at Shoreham. We want to go, let's just say find nearest, we go to Goodwood. We want to go back to Shoreham afterwards. Oh, there it is anyway. So we're going to take off, go to Shoreham, go to Goodwood, come back to Shoreham. When we come back to Shoreham, I'm going to want to go round in circles until I'm ready to land. So we say hold this waypoint, load hold, and pretty much from that we're ready to go. Go back, and there we can see our GPS line. If I zoom back out to Goodwood, and when it gets to Goodwood it will turn around, come back, and then orbit Shoreham until I'm ready to land. So one of the things to take note of is this is the GPS line, and what I tend to do is to set up also, let's get rid of that, my heading hold to roughly be on the same line. So if we go to my heading hold, typical joystick's in the way, go that side, there it is. You can see it moving there. I've got it set up on my joystick. So if I change sights now quickly, it's roughly at that sort of angle from memory. There we go, so we can see. So that when I take off, get some reasonable height, I'll switch on heading hold, and if it's somewhere in line with the pink line before you go to navigation, obviously the success rate goes up. So that's what we'll be doing. So I'll go to get it airborne, we'll get rid of this panel, Let's have a quick look at that, set that a little bit. There we are at Shoreham. And we'll get airborne. And I'm roughly just going to swing it round. You can see the map moving. Get some forward speed. Gain a little bit of height. Now eventually I'll get all the controls like the other helicopters set up on the joystick, but at the moment I'm pretty much manually pushing the buttons, so apart from that heading hold one, of course. So we'll jump back in, put it in autopilot first, then heading hold, and if we jump back, the helicopter will take on the angle that we set on that little one there. Now while it's flying that heading hold, if we change the position of it, as I said, that one is on the joystick, you can see it change direction. If I move it back the other way, helicopter will go that way. So I've got to get it somewhere back in the middle. Go for a little bit more height. I'll take a heading hold actually for that. Let's just go get it a bit quicker. I'm not sure whether the heading hold was holding us at that altitude, but let's get up to around 1500 because we're going to want to see the scenery. Jump back in, back on, heading hold, and now we hit navigation. And the right hand side, the one that comes up, says cap. Release the joystick, take your feet off the pedals. You can see here we can zoom into this map from here, and I do have that option showing it there. Now you can see this line is going to cross the GPS line in a minute, and we'll hopefully then start turning the helicopter. As you can see, it's starting to turn now. So we'll get rid of that. Start to level out. And pretty much from then on till Goodwood, we'll just be looking at the scenery. Will be nice when Josh manages to get a pilot in there, but we can't moan. I mean, it is a masterpiece. And there we are on our way to Goodwood, over the lovely British countryside. And as you can see, we've got our nice castle down there on the right hand side. Let's play around with the lighting a little bit. I've got some clouds on, but side. And it will just now continue on to Goodwood, circle and come back. We can have a look at our habitat. And there you can see Arundel, where the castle is. And we'll probably do a bit of editing over this next bit, so I'm going to head off now until it heads back, and then we'll see what happens when it comes back to shore. Right, so just jumping back in here, let's have a look where we are. So we've got 4 nautical miles to go. You can see the turn it's going to do when we get there, so everything looks to be going to plan at the moment. And let's hope we get the turn and head back home safely. Now during this flight I've had to do a little bit of tinkering around with the collective and the sort of, I won't say throttle because that's all linked in, but it's not maintained the height that I set it to. Now what I would normally do is log out, I say log out, switch the autopilot off, switch it back on again, just go in, and it seems to correct itself. But because obviously I'm videoing this in one go, I've not bothered doing that. I've actually just just tinkered around a little bit, maintaining the height on the collective. Right, so here we are coming over Goodwood, and we should be starting our turn at any moment. That's if things have all gone well. We'll have a quick look at the map. You can see we're just approaching, and here we go. And that was Goodwood House, and just before that I think the McLaren F1 building. So let's see where we are. Looks like we're just coming back onto the return course. There we go. So we're just coming up on about 3 miles away before it will start over the top of Shoreham and then start its holding pattern, and I'll let that run. It's just zooming in a bit closer automatically as we approach. And then I'm going to leave it to do its thing, and then I'll interrupt it once it's gone round a couple of times. Right, so we're back in now. I'm going to disengage the autopilot, which is the only way at the moment I know of doing an automated landing with this setup. But as you could see, we had Shoreham going by on our right. It started doing the bank turn, and it would have sat there going round and round until I came along and switched the autopilot off.
Warning, terrain, terrain.
And that's the other thing I haven't switched
Warning,
off.
terrain, terrain.
It does get a bit
Warning,
annoying
terrain,
at times,
terrain.
the terrain, which
Warning, terrain, terrain.
I'm going to ignore for the moment, because let's get it in and get this video finished.
300. 200. 100.
Not quite the right way of doing things, flying over buildings and aircraft. Bit of trouble putting the brakes on then. And there we are, back home again. Not quite on the H, but close enough. So, once again, thank you for watching. It was a very long video. I hope I sort of given you some idea how it works. Obviously, reading the manual would be a great benefit, I'm sure. But thanks for watching, always greatly appreciated. And don't forget to press that subscribe button. See you all next week.